And we will not be surprised if the president starts borrowing from Opay and Moniepoint very soon.
Well, Senator.
Yesterday on Arise TV, former Senator Dino Melaye launched a direct attack on President Tinubu's administration, saying, "We will not be surprised if the president starts borrowing from Opay and Moniepoint very soon." But here is what most people missed. This wasn't just a random insult. Melaye was responding to news about another fresh loan. Let's watch the video together.
Took his oath of office. Before even getting to the office to ask questions, he removed subsidy. And that is the reason we are where we are today. He did the right thing in the wrong way. He did the right thing, but in the wrong way.
What would have been the right way?
The right way would have been, what Tinubu did is likened to a surgeon who performed a very successful operation. Very successful operation, but the patient died. He had a very successful operation, but the patient died.
If he was successful.
So what I'm saying in essence is that removal of subsidy is the right thing to do. But when? How? Matters. He removed subsidy without planning. And when you are going to organize a surgery on any patient, one, you prepare the patient. Two, there are precautionary measures that you must put in place. At times, you even have to ask the patient to take water. At times, you need to say, okay, eat. At times, you need to say, okay, let's place you on some medications. At times, you say, okay, let us sedate the patient. Then there's also room for recovery immediately after surgery. But to just take a patient to the surgery room, butcher this patient, and at the end of the day, the patient will not survive. That is exactly what Tinubu did. There was no planning. There was no succor. There were no buffers. No ameliorative measures. He's even yet to get to office. He has not even gotten to office to even see what inside the office of the president looks like, or take brief on subsidy directly from those who know, without, just unceremoniously. Even before you get to your office, you commit that kind of chaos, and that is what created the chaos we are facing today. And today, Nigerians are not only unhappy, but I can tell you, I'm a grassroots person, that there is massive hunger in the land.
The president just said the other day that from January to August 2025, total collections reached, that the administration has achieved their revenue target. That's something to smile about. It says from January to, let me land. From January to August 2025, total collections reached 20.59 trillion naira, a 40.5% increase from 14.6 trillion recorded in 2024.
If that statistic is correct, why is the president borrowing 1.7 billion from World Bank?
He also said that they have stopped borrowing.
Maybe that is not correct. I just gave you that figure now. Why is the president? Why did he borrow 1.7 billion dollars from the World Bank? Why, as the Senate, approved 21 billion dollars so far, and with many others coming for consideration? Many others are still coming for consideration. And this government is one of the most reckless governments in the history of this country.
How do you mean?
The president who said he wanted to come and curb wastages bought a yacht. That yacht that the president bought has never been to the perimeter, territorial area of Nigeria. It's between Monaco and Paris. And what do we need a yacht for? In a time of austerity, in a time of pervasive hunger like this? The president also, within few months in office, bought a presidential jet that cost Nigeria billions.
No, he said it was a gift.
I am telling you that it was purchased. Gift by who? Gifts are to be declared. Gifts are to be declared. A president who gets a gift, why was Tom David West removed from office? It was because he got a gift of a gold wristwatch that was not declared. If you have a gift, declare who gave it to you. And they called it a gift because that's the money used in the purchase of that aircraft was not appropriated by the National Assembly. That is why it was tagged a gift. Then again, since Tafawa Balewa, Azikiwe, up down to Buhari, every president and prime minister in this country used Mercedes-Benz S-Class as their official vehicle. The president is using a bomb jammer Mercedes-Benz, the same type that Trump is using in America. And you say you want to curb wastages?
But you're not different. Hold on, Dino.
If you allow me land,
hold on.
I don't want my thoughts distorted on this particular line.
Okay.
And again, the same president, in the 8th Senate, the budget of the National Assembly was 150 billion. From 150 billion, today the president have increased the budget of the National Assembly to over 370 billion in order to make them a parastatal or department of the villa. So a president who said he was coming to curb wastages, who said he was coming to renew hope. I can catalog all this. Bought a yacht, bought a Cadillac, bought an aircraft, increased the money of the National Assembly, and I've borrowed like no other president in history. If you are making more money, then why are you borrowing? To the extent that the Speaker of the House of Representatives today,
I read it. He was
is also concerned, despite he's a member of the APC.
I read that he was talking about.
And
how
we will not be surprised if the president starts borrowing from Opay and Moniepoint very soon.
Well, Senator
Melaye made these comments while discussing Nigeria's latest borrowing spree. The government just secured $1.57 billion from the World Bank in September. That is over 2.5 trillion naira at current exchange rates. But that is just the tip of the iceberg. But Melaye wasn't just throwing shade. He raised a serious question that many Nigerians are asking. There is massive hunger in the land. Why is the president borrowing $1.7 billion from the World Bank? His point was simple. If you are claiming increased revenue, if you're saying the economy is improving, why the constant borrowing? Here's why this matters to you directly. Every loan Nigeria takes has to be paid back with interest. And who pays? Nigerian taxpayers. Your children and grandchildren will still be paying for loans being taken today. Meanwhile, the cost of living keeps rising, fuel prices remain high, and many families are surviving on the same loan apps Melaye mentioned. There's something deeper here. When a former senator compares Nigeria's borrowing habits to loan apps, he's highlighting how desperate our financial situation has become. These fintech loans are known for their high interest rates and aggressive collection methods. Is this the image you want for our nation's finances? This attack did not come from nowhere. Melaye, a PDP chieftain and former Kogi senator, has been one of Tinubu's harshest critics, and his choice of words, Opay and Moniepoint, was calculated. These are brands every Nigerian knows, apps associated with financial desperation, quick fixes, and cycle of debt. The timing is also crucial. With the 2027 elections approaching, opposition figures like Melaye are using Nigeria's borrowing as a major campaign issue. They are painting Tinubu as a president who borrows first, thinks later. Here's a question for you. If you were president, how would you balance the need for development projects with the burden of debt on future generations? And honestly, have you ever had to use Opay or Moniepoint for emergency funds? Because millions of Nigerians have, and that is exactly why Melaye's comment hit so hard. Thanks for watching RNN TV. I am Esther Olateju.